Darren is looking concerned. Jordan is looking Jordan.
It's not.
And Shamus is looking naked. Yeah.
Nick and that lot don't have any stuff.
7 performance, and we have learned nothing.
It's okay, it's alright, because everything can be solved by Hitchcock soon.
Started like any other night in Chicago. Over the humdrum bustle of the subway cars rattling overhead, and the hookers below my office peddling their wares, I could hear the low throb of the city. A sexy, seductive pounding as the world turned inch by inch, spinning and spinning into the inky black eternity of space. Well, it was either that or my hangover was hell. It was a hot summer in the windy city, a warm breeze coursing over Lake Michigan, spreading the stink of fish guts from the aquarium trash cans all the way down to Union Station. Business had been slow. There was no glory in what I did, no excitement in kneeling at hotel room doors. I'd had a run of bad luck recently, mostly working adultery cases. Cheating husbands, cheating wives, all of them cheating me out of hard-earned cash. There's only so much you can get paid when the courts favor the party who didn't hire a private eye. What I wanted was some excitement with a decent payoff. I was 2 months behind on the rent for my office, my apartment had been repossessed, my car had been towed, and my secretary had walked out. But then if I'd known she worked for a union in the first place, I never would have hired her. What I wanted was for someone to knock on my door, their shadow cast across the office floor in the twilight haze, and offer me the case of a lifetime. Yeah, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you can. There was a knock at the door. My heart raced. Come in. She was dead before she hit the ground. Like most of the bad things in my life, it had something to do with a woman. In this case, the woman was dead. I searched her pockets for some ID. Nancy Draw, huh? Now what's a girl like you doing in a place like this? I recognized the name at once. Her father, an oil tycoon working out in New York City, had been in the papers a lot recently because he'd been sinking a lot of money into a failing Broadway show. Decided to call the boys at the Chicago Police Department, get them to come take this off my hands. Yeah, it's Rick Mahogany. Is Dalmas there? Tell him it's urgent. And that's when I spotted it. A piece of paper in the girl's hand. I put the receiver down and went to investigate. The paper read, "It's better to reign in hell than serve in heaven." I don't know literature all too well. I knew that was John Milton. Oh, hey, Mac.
Mahogany, it's 3 a.m. What the hell do you want?
Jeez, Dalmas, don't get tested with me. I'm calling a report of murder.
Rick, if you're kidding, I'm going to cut off your balls and feed them to you.
Well, I thought that was a bit of an overreaction. Hey, that's a bit of an overreaction. Look, this girl just came into my office. Sweet number, great body, great personality. Dead as they come. Want to come on over? Maybe play a couple of hands of poker, investigate this thing?
Any ID?
Yeah, sure, that's the interesting part. Her name's Nancy Draw.
I'll be there in 20 minutes.
I'll keep your seat warm. Kiss, kiss. It didn't take Dalmas and his man long to get to the office.
Whoa, Rick, nice little party we got going on there, huh?
I'm ready to party your boss.
Shut up, Carl. Both of you, shut up. Look, Dallas, can you tell Tweedledum and Tweedledee to buzz off for a second so we can talk?
That's the problem, Rick. They need to be here.
What, there ain't enough brain cells in this room already? They're hardly helping the average per square
You're
inch.
under arrest, Mahogany.
This took me by surprise. Either Dallas had a great eye for conspiracy, or he was out of his mind. Are you out of your mind? Why am I under arrest? I reported the murder, for Christ's sake.
It's all well and good you reported it, but who says you didn't do it?
I do. I say I didn't do it.
He's got a good point, boss.
Shut up, Carl. Both of don't shut up. Look, Dallas. Surely I have to skip town before calling you tonight.
You planning to skip town tonight, huh?
No, that's not what I said.
Sounds to me like he's resisting arrest, boys.
Sounds like he is, boss.
Cole's right, boss.
Come on, guys. Let's all sit down, have a drink, talk this through. Let's think fast. These two bozos were looking for blood. Luckily, I kept a gun on my desk, even if it wasn't loaded. Freeze, fellas! I don't want to hurt any of you.
Look at that, boys. Looks like he's threatening a police officer, huh?
So looks like he is, boss.
Shut up, Carl.
Take it easy, Rick. Maybe they'll let you out early for good behaviour.
You're really not going to investigate this at all?
Case closed, Mahogany. Come along now.
There was only one thing for it. I'd have to skip town. If I could get to New York, maybe I could find out who killed the girl and clear my name. But first, let's get out of this room alive. Okay, fellas. Let's go. I was lucky my office was so cheap it backed out onto the subway tracks. I was also lucky the deputies didn't know how to aim in a straight line.
I can't get a clean shot, boss. There's a wall in the way.
Ahead of me is a terrible sight. The oncoming subway train. Its light is bearing into me like a demon's glare. Ah, shit. I figured if I could get to the fire escape below, then I could get out of this without hurting myself too much. I took a deep breath. I managed to lose Dalmas and his men for the moment, but Chicago wasn't safe. I wandered the streets until I found a pavement. She agreed to meet me in the usual place. Cafe Casablanca on the corner of 4th.
In trouble again, Richard.
I've got to leave town for a while.
What's happened?
I've been set up, framed for a murder I didn't commit.
Where are you going?
It's better that you don't know. Did you bring the things I asked for?
I packed in such a hurry, I'm not sure it's all there.
It's fine, thanks. Listen. I didn't know how to say it, but then again, how do you say these things? Can I borrow $600?
What?
$500.
You have to be kidding me.
$400. Needs my tickets in New York instead.
Isn't that just classic Rick Mahogany?
Louisa, please keep your voice down.
Louisa, I'm in trouble. I need to borrow money. That's all I am to you, isn't it?
Louisa, you're really not being very subtle.
Well, you know what, Richard? I think I've had just about enough of you and your stupid antics.
Let's shut up for a moment. Now, how about that $500?
When will you be back?
Soon, I promise. And you better get out of here.
Richard, I love you.
Yeah, me too. Now get out of here. See you around. We'll always have Chicago, kid. Ah, hey, fellas, fancy seeing you here.
You're in trouble now, buddy.
Big trouble, pal.
Come on, guys. You don't think I did it, huh?
Carl's inclined to think so.
You want a drink, buddy?
Shut up, Carl. I was trapped at gunpoint. A sour taste of scotch lapping against my taste buds. Maybe for me this was finally it. Guys, I'd really like to stay. But guys, I've really gotta say that guys, I'm well jealous, but I've really gotta tell yous I'm heading for Broadway. I caught the next train out of Chicago Union Station. Goons on my heels the entire way. But before I knew it, I was in a playhouse on Broadway.
We're going live.
Going alive tonight.
Hey, what a sight.
Where now is Mahogany? I can't see him anywhere. Put me in the changing house.
Running 5, Miss Regan.
When I was a girl, I dreamt of a brave new world. A man to take me from the streets
let me sing to fill audience seats. I had to see the dark before the light. Had to struggle, had to fight. Rags into robes, dirt into paint. I grew among devils and became a saint. Sometimes I think of those days on the opening night of one of my plays. Behind this canvas, under this gold, is a woman whose soul is sold. I had to see the dark before the light. Had to struggle, had to fight. Rags into robes, love into pain. In each waking moment, the perks are the same. A cast and catch, and regret. It's videos you'll never forget. Something can't disguise what's true. 'Cause in show business, there's him, me, and you. I had to see the dark before the light. Had to struggle, had to fight. Rags into robes, dirt into paint. I grew among devils and became a
Oh, who are you? What are you doing in my dressing room?
My name's Rick Mahogany. What's yours?
Jessica! Now, let me get ready. I'm on in 5. I'm on in 5.
What's the name of this show anyway?
It's called A Large Case of
We can't stop this play! Someone has murdered the lead! I knew we should have never fired Fringe, and now we're buggered like Jephthah's daughter! Hey, who's this schmuck? I don't give a damn! Stop!
My name's Rick Mahogany.
I think we can draw. Hey, you sing!
Like a bird under interrogation.
Always had an ear for a tune. Though I would be immersed in oil, I'm known as a tycoon who deals in hard work and toil. But Broadway is my theme. I made this starlet here. I heard that she could sing and found it somewhat queer that a girl like her was on the street playing the wrong game. A second I knew she could meet to prophesy great fame. I see a gem that's in the rough. I see Mr. Ebony, an actor who can act real tough and sing in perfect harmony. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
But sir, I'm not here to act, despite all you have said. I must give you a nice cold fact. Your daughter Nancy's dead. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My chicken, my one, my everything, my waking breath, my all. I'll miss her like the moon must miss the sun. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
What do I do, Jess? I don't know any of the lines.
You sing like a bird under interrogation, remember? So just wing it. Good job.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I've got a case for my spectacles. I got a case for my luggage. I've got a case to build against my mind. A large case of murder.
And the man gave me the cold shoulder when he spent the evening with that girl. It only made me feel a little bolder about quarreling that imitation pearl. They say that death has many faces. Should I strangle him with his shoelaces and place cactus on his seat? As I bathe in future murder, as I brooded on this fantasy, he entered and he spoke to her, whispered words once only said to me.
No, I don't know. I've never been to Idaho.
I couldn't believe my ears when he said it. Couldn't believe the promise he had made. I'd make him chew exactly what he bit. Wouldn't rest until the bastard paid. But then he saw me through the glass and charged towards the room. It was time for me to greet my doom.
Got a case for my identity. I got a mild case of the flu. Got a case to settle. And a large case of murder.
He grabbed me by the hair and me against the floor. Stripped my bosom bare. Stood so grand and tall. And then he said,
I said, for what I've done, you must want me dead. But that ain't fun, no, you've just misread. The broad, she is my son. Yeah!
She did so.
My lost child. His hair's just a bit wild. His name is Roy.
Razor against my cheek. The blade cut through my skin. His breath, oh, it did reek.
his eyes they flash with sin.
I was just giving her a shave, nothing more sinister, you know. A gentle lover who always behave. I didn't want to let her beard grow. I needed to brush my teeth, I admit, but that breath don't make me a bad guy. Didn't want my girl to leave and say goodbye.
The audience is like that sees with more urgency than the Israelites from Egypt. Hey, it's like Moses himself parted the Red Sea so they could slip out of here. Mr. Oakridge, you're one actor. You ruined my play. The same way the Pharaoh when it was a perfectly nice vacation.
Is there anything you can tell me about your daughter? Anything tell me avenge her murder?
Nancy is hanging around with a guy named Jimmy the Snake. He's in prison in Alcatraz now. The smell of sin and injustice is in the air. It's probably emanating from his trousers.
Thank you, Abram.
Hold the boat, Jehovah. I'm coming to the great bank in the sky. Always having me afraid. Oh,
There's a killer, Captain Rick!
We're gonna die! We're gonna die! Dying and die! Tonight!
Oh, God! Oh, it hurts so God! It's time to find out who you really are.
It's Fred! The lead, Abram. Fired.
Great exposition, bimbo!
He must have wanted revenge.
And I wouldn't have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling low!
Leave Broadway. Please come live with me and be my lover, Rick. Hey! There he is! Not in the change room, you dummy!
I think I'll...
What a one! I could have made you rich, Mahogany!
San Francisco. Goons on my heels all the way to the docks. The ferry was full of tourists, eager to see the insane criminals incarcerated on the island of Alcatraz, the Rock.
Oh boy! I can't wait to see all my favorite criminals.
Oh, you said it, Joe. It's just so convenient that the government put all its most dangerous criminals in a place where all their adoring fans can come and pay homage.
Where you gonna see first?
Well, we were thinking to head straight to the tax evasion wing so we could get coupons on. What about you?
Me and the wife, we love machine gun cannons. I'm gonna see your first.
Well, you need to curb your enthusiasm, but that's right! He's such an interesting fella, and attractive too!
Well, we were thinking about getting something to eat at the cafeteria first. Would you folks care to join us?
Gosh, that would be swell!
Well, let's go!
So where you folks from?
Well, the scene's ended now, so I don't need to tell you.
I have no idea where to go next. Fool that I am, I didn't pick up the guidebook. Luckily, I was able to ask a nearby attendant for help. Hey, excuse me. Is Jimmy the Snake a resident of this facility?
Yeah.
Good. Where can I find him? Upstairs. Got it. And then? More stairs, huh? And then?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Young man! Don't I be knowing this face? Young man!
I doubt it. I wandered through the hallways, ignoring the catcalls and wolf whistles of the inmates, and doing my best to stay out of the way of the tourists like a Frenchman at Disneyland. But soon I found myself in the loony bin, and face to face with Jimmy the Snake. You Jimmy?
That I am! That I am!
We need to talk.
That's so. That's so.
Yeah. Did you ever hear of a girl named Nancy Drone?
I ain't got no clue what y'all talking about. Ain't got no clue what y'all talking about.
I'm inclined to disagree.
Disagree all you want, Shamus. Disagree all you want, Shamus.
You're repeating everything.
No, I ain't.
Yeah, no, you stop now.
Sure.
So anyway, Nancy Drawl.
I ain't never seen that blonde in my life.
She was a redhead.
Exactly. I never saw her.
Yeah, from what I hear, you used to tangle with her some ways back.
Listen, buddy. Jimmy the Snake don't tangle with nobody. People tangle with Jimmy the Snake.
Look, buddy, I'm not here to take the piss, all right? I'm a Shamus.
Look, I'm telling you, I didn't go out to dinner 3 or 4 times with Nancy Draw. I kept my snakes to myself. Besides, she ain't my type. If you know what I mean.
That I believe. I actually didn't know she was dead.
No, didn't have any idea.
Well then, I'll be on my way.
Wait!
I thought it was time to dangle the carrot. Look, buddy, if you can't help me, then I don't want to waste any more of your time.
Maybe you can make it worth my while.
Wait.
Maybe you can make it worth my while.
No more double talk. What do you know?
You gotta make it worth my while.
How?
I wanna go for a walk. Take in the sights. See Paris in the springtime, if you catch my drift.
You're an old romantic, Jimmy.
No, you don't catch my drift. I wanna see Paris in the springtime.
Yeah, I heard ya.
Springtime, see?
Yeah, Paris in spring. The flowers would be in bloom, maybe. What do you want?
Look, I'm gonna make this real easy for you, Shamus. I wanna see Paris in the springtime. Spring. Yeah.
I'm not following.
Look, you spring me from this joint. I'll give you some answers.
Forget it, pal. I don't want the feds on my tail.
Rumor has it, you're already being followed by the feds. Using your cellmate. If you know what I mean.
Oh, no!
Then bust me out, Rick. I'll help you out.
Hey, there he is!
Oops, too late.
Hello, Jeff. Here's what I'm looking for. I see that pretty old face in the newspaper.
Bust me out, Rick. I know where they keep the boat.
What boat? How do you know my name?
Time's up, Mahogany.
Yeah.
The only way off this island is in a buddy bag for you now.
A body bag.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You got a chance.
Press the big release button.
The what?
The cell door release button.
There is a button to open all the doors.
Sure. This is the most secure prison in the world.
With a button that opens all the doors.
Yep.
You serious?
Only one way to find out.
I had no other choice. I went for the door release button, and the prison came to life with the sound of 1,000 inmates fleeing from their cages.
What have you done?
No! I followed Jimmy out back where there was a boat waiting to take us off the island. We jumped in.
Boy, the waves are crazy.
Yeah. You gonna tell me what's going on?
I'll tell you when we get to the shore.
We reached the shore. As I expected, Jimmy double-crossed me. Before I could grab him, he'd hopped on board a passing trolley car. I caught one running a few yards behind and cut the brakes.
Hey, you cut the brakes.
Christ!
Jimmy hopped from the roof of the trolley onto a passing cab. I followed.
Hey, get off my cab.
Come on, Jimmy, tell me what you know.
No! Jimmy the Snake! Don't tell nobody!
Damn it, Jimmy, tell me.
No!
Fringe!
Ah!
Jimmy deftly hopped from the roof of the cab onto the support arm of the Golden Gate Bridge. I did all I could. I followed. The wind was insane! Now we were atop the Golden Gate Bridge. End of the line, pal, it's over. Tell me what you know.
Jimmy the Snake! Don't tell nobody!
Damn it, Jimmy, come on. Tell me.
Sure! I'll tell you! Ask Cecil Keats!
Filmmaker?
Well, sure! You could ask him if you survive the fall!
I was plummeting towards the Pacific Ocean, a tempestuous gust whipping at my clothing. I'd read somewhere that it would take just 4 seconds for me to hit the waves, and traveling at about 75 miles per hour, I was likely to look like the contents of a sanitary napkin by the time I landed. I closed my eyes and awaited inevitable death. When I reopened them, I found that a divine and extremely convenient miracle had occurred. I'd landed on an extremely corpulent tourist, whose fat, blubbery thighs barely felt the impact.
Filter! Did you feel something? Oh, I'm out to go pop to the toilet cabin. Make sure I haven't got another poop in my pants. We're gonna have to get some more of those adult doctors when we disembark.
The tourist sat on a ferry, bound for Los Angeles, where director Cecil Keats, believe it or not, was working on his latest movie, Samson and Goliath. There he was, Cecil Keats, director, drunkard, and renowned womanizer. The director of such screen epics as El Sidney, Broke Like the Wind, and Ben Durr. The kind of man who sounded like he'd swallowed a thesaurus and couldn't help but burp syllables.
That way some champagne, Gopher! How am I to examine my cultural verisimilitude to faithfully doubt the biblical tale of Samson and Goliath without a bit of sparkle?
Goliath.
Ah!
It's Goliath.
Quite. Pleased to meet you.
Here's your champagne, Mr. Keats.
Ah, wunderbar! Oh. Very dark champagne, yeah. Ah, more brandy, go back! Go! Go! How am I to paint the canvas of Hollywood with the detailed hand of a Pre-Raphaelite? To say, you are a very attractive man. I'm wearing my lovemaking socks. But anyway, back to the script. How am I to paint the canvas of Hollywood? To train the actors into methodology with jaculating charisma all over the... What do you want, you turgid plebs?
I was wondering, did you ever hear of a girl named Nancy Draw?
The brunette?
She was a redhead.
Ah, yes. Nancy. Mole on the inner thigh. She wasn't a natural redhead, you know. I found that out firsthand. I cast her as a temple virgin in my film, The Tart of Ignominy. The film flopped. But nothing else did. If you know what I mean. I love Schlagen, you know? I've understood, yeah? A penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. If you'll excuse me, sir! I have art to create. Go back!
Here's your brandy, Mr. Keats.
Again, the dark liquid, yeah. Bastards! What is this, the amateur hour? Drugging your actors now!
Jesus, is he always like this?
When he's hungover. He'll be right when he's got a few drinks in him.
First couple of drinks this morning must have been real bad.
Cecil Keats is a genius. A man Shakespeare, a cultural icon.
I am going to vacate my bladder. When I return, I request the presence of my dialogue-delivering props. 4 million wreaths of lavender, 32 million cherubims, and a little something big called showmanship! And the mountain goat.
Have you seen Cecil?
He's urinating.
Oh, we can't find Esteban anywhere.
The actor Esteban Escobar stars such screen epics as The 11th Commandment and Mini Cleopatra.
Yeah, that's the one. He left it up in his trailer.
What's it say?
I don't know, I read it.
Well, open it up then.
It says, I can't hack this acting thing any longer. Taking a vacation, a long vacation. Won't say where I'm going, but rest assured the weather will be lovely on the Gold Coast. Oh damn, I've written the Gold Coast now. I should probably rub that bit out. Or you could just forget it. Oh no, I'll just rub the bit out about the Gold Coast. Here we are, adios.
Gold Coast. The gateway to Mexico. He's in Tijuana.
This is to be expected. He's a bigger drunkard than Cecil.
Elizabeth! Where are you, my darling? My beautiful Delilah. Where is she?
And little else, Elizabeth Carpenter floated onto the set. A brunette to make her bishop kick a hole in a stained glass window. The kind of girl who didn't care what you wore, as long as it was mink. The greatest star actress of Hollywood's golden age.
I'm here, Cecil.
Yes, you are. God, wunderbar. Now, Elizabeth, I love you. No, I want you to do the scene in which you lie on the bed and decide that you are going to trim Samson's power-giving pubic hair for 27 pieces of silver and a mountain goat, yeah?
But of course, darling. Is there a script or any dialogue for me to read?
No, my darling, you don't need to script it. Scripts are for amateurs, which is why I don't use it as this character. No, just lie on the bed here and flutter your lashes, both of them rhythmically. Yeah. Piano mistress, will you play something of the sexual nature? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is good, yeah. Yeah. No, I've been so aroused by the talent. Oh, I want to give you the Oscar. That was quite dirty, I didn't mean it to be. Yeah. Oh, God. 9! What are you doing? What are you doing? You're doing exactly the same, but it is wrong somehow. What are you doing? Do it again. A bit better. Do it again. Yeah. Oh, no. Let's go, I cannot take it anymore in my loins, so... No! Send in Esteban! Where is he? Ah, yes. Take some notes, yeah. Thank you, Sean. I'll read the words for a change. Esteban, 9! Why would you do that, Esteban? I loved you! How are we going to finish the film without Esteban? He is my Goliath!
Alive.
Quite! I know we met! Say, you look a little bit like Esteban. It's in the way you stand, like the Greek statue, with the large arms and the tiny ball. It's also in the concave nature of your buttocks, sir. And of course, it's in the jawline, Fraulein. How would you like to be his body double?
So, there I was. Esteban Escobar's body double. I didn't know how I kept finding myself in these awkward situations. It was like I was the lead in some unfunny amateur comedy that wasn't good enough to charge money for. But I went ahead and did the scene anyway, surrounded by actors pretending to be animals.
Do the acting! This is animal! The duck bear! I'll now attempt to direct the scene. Mr. Goliath, you are the only man doing what he should in the scene. Right, tigers, more clawing on your stripes, elephants, makeup performance is unforgettable, and the duck bear. You're fine, you're fine. Now, I want close-ups of all of you after the break. Stay in the character, including the duck bear, and do it again, but better. Leave me. Go.
Say, that wasn't half bad. I reckon now you could get used to this.
Yes, Mr. Goliath. Yes, you were very good. Yeah. May I just point out the love-making socks again?
Very nice.
I suppose you'll be wanting the payment.
I want to know who killed Nancy Draw.
Ah, Nancy, yes. Unfortunately, our fling was incredibly brief. The truth of the matter is, the damn thing doesn't work anymore. I love you.
Yeah.
I wondered.
Yeah.
The penis. Yeah. But Esteban knew her intimately, however. If you find Esteban Escobar, you will find out any information you need to know about Nancy.
understand they were very close.
I'll be sure to track him down. Thanks for your help, Cecil.
No worries, Miss Sam. Good luck, Mr. Glass, and goodbye. Gopher! Send me more of the mystery liquid. Oh, excellent. Yeah, Maxwell sing.
Oh. Cecil threw the glass over his shoulder. It seemed to happen in slow motion as the whiskey ignited as it hit some complicated cables. Movie cameras burst into flames. The whole set became torched.
My movie set! My dreams! Go, Mr. Glass! Save yourself from the elimination!
The flames engulfed Cecil, and he became charred crumb remains in the short amount of time it took him to disappoint a lover. I sank to my knees, the banshee wail of fire sirens filling my ears, once again awaiting death. Then all at once the flames died. Someone, or something, was watching out for me. In the next set over, Cecil's sprawling naval warfare sequence had sprung a leak. $1 million worth of water and Roman galleons came rushing onto the set, and with an enormous hiss, extinguished the flames. I was carried by the water out into the studio parking lot, where I stole a car and headed for the border. I was about halfway to the border when I realized I was a wanted man. Luckily, the car I was in was full of movie props, so I threw on some thick glasses and played Bogart.
Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to Mexico border. You wanna go to Mexico?
Yeah, not a problem?
No, sir. We just need to see your passport.
See, I left my passport at home.
No passport, no border crossing.
No crossing for you.
No. Unless you can grease our pockets.
Grease!
I haven't got any grease.
So, if you have no grease, how do you pay for the women?
Well, I'm not looking for women, I'm looking for a man.
Anything goes to you want them, and you know it.
Oh, don't say that.
Seriously, amigo, if you want to cross the border, you've got to give us each $100.
Yeah.
$250 left. I sure as hell hope tequila was cheap in Mexico. Sure, but you guys are bleeding me dry here.
Gracias, senor. You enjoy your time in Mexico, because we're not bodyguards.
No! There was only one place a man as well known as Esteban Escobar would go to hide. The dirtiest brothel in Tijuana. Fast loose women, fast loose liquor, fast loose tongues. My kind of joint. As I pulled up outside, I could smell the stench of sweat, regret, tequila, and semen. The best Western Tijuana. A lecherous dive filled with scum. I made a reservation.
Ay, mamacita. Hey! Welcome to the best Western Tijuana. You want a room or some pussy? Oh, a single or double room?
It's gotta have a man.
Ooh, hey, amigo. Maybe you should try the Holiday Inn, eh?
No, I'm looking for the actor, Esteban Escobar.
Hey, puto. You can keep looking, but Tito doesn't tell where his customers are. Oh, no.
Who the hell is Tito?
Cabrón. Me, yo, I'm Tito. Estúpido.
Where is he, Tito?
No way, man. I ain't telling.
In Chicago, we have ways of making people talk.
Ah, okay. Oh, room 207. Jeez, gringo, you need to took my eye out with that bell. Look, now I've forgotten my lines. Okay, but you better just give me $50, man.
I don't have $50.
But how will you pay for the room?
I don't want a room.
Ay, caramba! Man, damn tourists! Oh yes, next scene. Okay, I'll go. Okay.
The funny thing was, this was the nicest Best Western I'd ever been in.
Yeah, who's there?
Esteban, baby, come back to bed.
Oh, shut up. Shut up and I'll buy you an ice cream. Yeah, who's at the door?
My name's Rick Mahogany. We need to talk, Esteban.
Who are you, man?
I'm a private investigator. I need a moment of your time.
Did Alessandro send you?
Who the hell is Alessandro?
Just come on, man.
Yeah, okay, are you
Nice place you got here, Esteban. Probably a bit too ritzy for you.
I've had enough of Keats, sue me. What do you want, man?
Did you ever hear of a girl named Nancy Draw?
Nancy, yeah, nice girl. Yeah. Why, something happened to her?
She's dead, Esteban.
Jesus. Poor girl. How?
That's what I'm trying to find out. And you can cut the act with me. I know you're about as torn up as a Bible.
Think this is funny, man? Damn, I loved her, man.
Yeah. Well, you had a funny way of showing it, running off like that.
Running off? Who you been talking to, man? She left me. Some weirdo voodoo creep named Harold Buffett.
You're a good actor, Esteban.
I play leads in Z-list movies directed by an egomaniac, man. I'm not a good actor. Find Harold Buffett.
How?
He's got a shop in New Orleans. Careful though, Puto. He's into some weird stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I'll try to keep my nose clean. Thanks for your help, Esteban.
Hey, no problem, man. Hey. You just find whoever killed Nancy, man. You kill that son of a bitch, okay? You just fucking kill him.
Esteban!
Oh, Jesus, it's him!
Oh, God.
Oh, how can you find this?
Shut up, Chica! Christ!
Who is it?
It's Alessandro.
Who?
I owe him money.
For what?
Just Mexico. Drugs, man.
Esteban! Come out to play, eh?
What are we gonna do, baby? What
Shut up, Chica!
Hey, would you guys mind keeping it down out there? Ah!
Shut up, Chica! God! Gotta make a break for it, man. Come on.
Hey! Come están, bitches! Anyone, slowly triangle, man. Slowly triangle. Whatever, man. Esteban! How you doing, man?
Hola, Alessandro.
Alessandro. I got a band now, man. Cool.
How do you say that, man?
So I was saying to my guys, little Pepe, little Sanchez, little Jose, I said, hey, Esteban Escobar is in town, huh? And he owes me money. Big money. Big money. That's right, gringo.
I don't know.
I don't know. Esteban! Where's my money, man?
Listen, Alessandro.
Alessandro.
He's terrible.
Pepe, turn it on. I cannot look at your face, man. Turn it on. Turn it on, Pepe. Doing, man. Anyway, Esteban, who is this? Pretty little fajita you got over here, man, huh? Pepe, turn it around, man. Come on. Okay, turn it around. Give me face with that chica, man.
Come on, man.
Hey.
Stop it.
Who is this, man? Maybe I keep the girls a little down payment. Down payment. Yeah. Don't make it up, Pepe. Oh. Maybe I keep the girl, man, you know? Huh? Keep up for me. Maybe
Leave her alone.
Yeah.
Esteban, help me.
She don't like you very much, man. I don't know what I Yeah, she's cool, man.
How is it way over my head?
Gringo, you're way over your head, man. Get out of here. Let me and Esteban do business alone.
I know when life deals you a good hand. Well, so long, Esteban. I also know when it deals you a bad one. Hey, fellas, where you been?
We got you now, Mahogany.
Pepe, turn around. Who are these guys? Yes, you got it. Who are these guys, man?
Who the hell are you?
Alessandro.
What the hell is going on?
Sanchez, play the music we play when we make love and war.
Sí, jefe.
They say have the fastest hands in the West, Esteban. Hey, look! The sexy little gringo is still alive, huh? You're next, puto!
Time's up, Mahogany.
So, there I was in a seedy dive into Yuana, 3 guns pointed at me, no bullets left in mine. As the smoke dispersed to reveal the faces of my executioners, I couldn't help but think, how could I get so close and yet be so far away? I was about as inconspicuous as a tarantula on a slice of angel food cake. But I grabbed Cheeker, made like a tampon, and got out of that bloody hole. Although it's fair to say menstrual cycle related similes ain't funny. Period. As Alessandro aimed his gun. As Alessandro As Alessandro aimed his gun, the deputies got twitchy and blew him and his men away to hell.
Ah! Let's go, guys, come on! We'll be back!
At 6:45.
As if by some divine authorial miracle, the deputies' bullets missed both Cheeker and me. We were able to sneak out and head to New Orleans, home of Harold Buffett, voodoo enthusiast and ex-lover of Nancy Draw.
Oh, you saved my life, baby. How may I repay you?
You can start by not calling me baby. I'm a fully grown man, sweetheart.
Okay, whatever you say, baby.
She flashed me a smile I could feel in my hip pocket. And I knew the trip to Louisiana wouldn't be all bad, so long as she kept her mouth shut and her legs open. I really did find myself inside the Big Easy. It just happened. It just happened to be carnival season in New Orleans, and the streets were filled with colorful floats and even more colorful characters.
Oh, wow, it's crazy here, baby.
We were soon in a haze of feathered masks, doubloons, and beads. Cheeker was in her element. You could say that it was Cheeker time. The last I saw her, she was dragged off by some sweat-drenched gentlemen with abs like cheese graters, and I knew she'd be safe in their company and probably their beds. An ice cream any chance?
Diamonds are forever sold. Hello, big boy.
Hey, quite a party here, huh?
What's your name?
My name's Rick Mahogany. Hey, did you ever hear of a girl named Nancy?
Pleased to meet you, Dick. You don't mind if I rub this oil on you, do you?
My tailless heart would be broken.
Yeah. Well, you look like a slippery customer anyways. I'm mistaken.
You are indeed. There ain't nothing slippery about me, sister. So tell me, how come I've got a Kirk Douglas chin?
How very dare you? You better watch yourself. I don't have to scrap.
She really did look like a boxer. I'd never seen a broad so broad in my life. When she told me she was a queen, I wondered what kind of monarchical system they have going on here in New Orleans.
You don't look like you're here to celebrate Fat Tuesday, Dick.
Sister, I ain't here to ruin my figure. So tell me, you ever hear of a girl named Nancy Draw?
Nancy Draw. No, but I knew a Paige Turner once. Ha!
No, it's a Miss Draw I'm looking for.
I have a sister called Misunderstood.
No, that's... That's not her either.
And an aunt called Antiseptic.
There was something... something peculiar going on. Miss Taken went away, and I interrogated other citizens.
Hey, I'll show you my breasts for something.
It was a Mardi Gras tradition I had no issue with. Exposure and ritual disrobement for trinkets and whatnot. But I was in a hurry, so I told her she could shove the beads up her ass. Frankly, the subsequent voyeurism slowed me down even more. 10 minutes later, I left her and ran into the hall.
Hey, it's Rick Mahogany. I didn't know you celebrated Mardi Gras.
Shut up, cop! I hopped on board a passing float, hoping the deputies hadn't noticed me. I did my best to blend in with the crowd, bopping along to the cacophony of noise and exposing myself. The sight of my bare bosom initially perplexed the deputies, but they were soon on to me, jumping from float to float, barging dance out the way. I grabbed the driver and tossed him off. The float, I mean. And soon, we're in a chase through New Orleans. By the end of it, I was covered in beads, had seen more tits than a mastologist, and was wearing a feathered mask.
Hey, who's the guy in the mask?
It's Mahogany.
They don't look like Mahogany.
He's wearing a mask.
Their confusion was enough. The deputies crashed their float, and the last I saw of them, they were overwhelmed by countless New Orleansians. They seemed to sink into the crowd like a mare in a swamp. I hopped off on Bourbon Street and asked someone if they knew where Buffett's place was. Incredibly, they pointed to a shop that doubled as a nightclub just meters away and said Buffett owned the place.
You see that shop just meters away that doubles as a nightclub?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, Buffett owns the place.
It was convenient, but I was tired. There are moments of great luxury in the life of a private investigator. Times in which he must act the part of a rich man in good living to efface the memory of danger and shadow of death. As I walked into that seedy dive named Frank's, the acrid stench of sweat and merchandise filling my nostrils, I couldn't help but think, how come I never land any of those jobs?
Can I get you a drink, sir?
Scotch. Neat.
Well, yeah, I guess Scotch is kind of swell.
I meant no ice. Dumbo? I want to see Harold Buffett.
Well, Mr. Buffett's a very busy man.
Yeah, and I'm here on business, so take me to him. Okay.
Can I help you, man?
Yeah. Did you ever hear of a girl named Nancy Draw?
Dimple on the right back.
Yeah, why not? She's dead, and I want to know who killed her.
Hey, she used to come around here and smoke some pot, amongst other things. Cock. That's all, man. That's all. But if she's dead, I have connections with the underworld. Spiritually, not criminally, of course.
Sure.
I can summon spirits and have you communicate with them. Find answers. You gotta believe, man. You believe.
The only communicating I do...
Man!
The only communicating I do with spirits usually leads to an empty bottle and a lousy hangover, but there you go.
You're a funny guy. I don't like that. Smoke this.
I really don't think that.
Smoke. It's good shit. Drugs are cool, man.
I inhaled, drew the green ghost deep into my lungs, and let it ascend like a wispy cirrus. Suddenly trivial things seemed kind of funny. Buffett's camp hairstyle, the wallpaper, the situation I was in. I started to giggle. But then I became paranoid that I'd look like a hyena having his balls pecked by an incensed pelican. I felt relaxed, free of social structures, and yet bound in every way. Self-perception, self-realization. It was kind of scary, but it was also kind of cool.
Orientes Princeps Lucifer, Ardentis infern I'm an archer, et demagorgon sut, et apera et sutra Mephistopheles.
Yeah, but he was speaking Latin or I was tripping balls, dude.
Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, Baron Samedi, Pazuzu, Lucifer, demons of all realms, I summon you to appear!
We were surrounded by fiends from every echelon of hell, who circled us, performing a ritualistic dance, the beat of which seemed to pound into me like a poorly written euphemism. Buffett addressed the demons in a mixture of high-pitched squeaks and low drones. I was definitely tripping balls, dude. And then Satan himself appeared. The horny devil.
Shaman! Why on earth have you summoned the spirits of the underworld?
Sans an Englishman? Makes sense, I suppose. I want to know who killed Nancy Draw.
The redhead?
Yeah, man, the goddamn redhead. I thought Buffett would just summon her spirit here or something, but she seems to have ended up elsewhere.
Well, will you sell your soul to know? Endure 1,000 torments, burn in eternal fire, tread on a carpet of rusty nails, become the fortnightly arse victim of a hypersexed incubus?
Well, no, none of that.
Dalmas murdered her, you silly goose. She discovered that he and Jimmy the Snake were partners in crime, cultivating poppy fields. She had Jimmy locked up and Dalmas had to silence her to save his job.
So, this entire odyssey across America has been a waste of time.
Somewhat. Also, she discovered that Jimmy and Dalmas were lovers.
Well, I didn't see that one coming.
Game's finally up, Mahogany!
You killed her! You bastard!
How do you know I killed her?
I just know. Anyway, you're not gonna get away with this.
But I already have. And all that needs to happen now is for me to kill the man who killed Nancy Draw and serve up a delicious slice of justice.
Couldn't have put it better myself. It all happened in an El Paso second. I grabbed a gun which seemed to materialize from nowhere. I blew Dalmas and his men away.
I've been shot, boy!
Shut up, Cole.
I also killed Buffett for good measure. And then it was over. There's no place in the world for a man like me. Down on his luck PI. I took a running jump into the swollen waters of the Mississippi, knowing that although I was going to die, I'd solved the case. The greatest case of my life. I sank, disappearing into the eternal nothingness.
Cheer up, Rick.
Am I dead?
Could be worse. Well, rather. They'll fish your body out to the Gulf of Mexico in a few days' time.
So, I'm going to hell.
Ah, not in so many words. I pulled some strings for you, Rick. A decent rate of pay, all the cases you want. The beer is warm and the whiskey is sour. But knowing you, Rick Mahogany, that's just the way you like it.
And the dames?
Ah, femme fatales. Every single one of them.
Well, it can't be all bad. It ended like any other night in hell. I could hear the low throb of the city of the dead. A sexy, seductive pounding as the world turned inch by inch, spinning and spinning into the inky black eternity of space. It was a hut, somewhere in the underworld. It was a hot summer in the underworld, a roaring breeze. Crossing over the lake of torment, spreading the stink of evil all the way to the river Akron. Business had been good. There was glory in what I did. Excitement. I'd had a run of good luck recently. I was 2 months ahead on the rent for my office. My apartment had been repainted, my car had been polished, and my secretary had legs like you wouldn't believe. But then again, if I hadn't known that in the first place, I never would have hired her. What I wanted was for someone to knock on my door, their shadow cast across the office floor in the twilight haze, and offer me the case of a lifetime. Hey, you can't always get what you want. But sometimes, well, sometimes you can. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We're performing as part of the Free Fringe today, which is why you're able to get in for free, obviously. And we're... there is nail this bit. And we're collecting at the back for the Free Fringe. So if you think this was worth any money, then, you know, put some in. Pay what it's worth, essentially. You know.
Don't say that, don't say that.
Yeah, and if you're in any shows here yourself, give us a flyer and we'll come and see your show because you came and supported us. Thank you very much, everyone. You were a fantastic audience. Have a great night.